Hey guys, today I wanted to show you how to make a fantastic dessert idea for either Easter or Mother's Day that's coming up. It's my Key Lime Pie Cheesecake. I love this dessert because it is a layer of key lime pie set upon a layer of cheesecake, all resting on a chocolate cookie crust. The results are so delicious and it is so easy to make, it's gonna become your new favorite spring dessert. Let me show you how to make it. So for this recipe, we're gonna be working with a springform pan. And even though most of them are non-stick nowadays, I do like to spray them with a little bit of baking spray and then just distribute the spray well with a pastry brush. Then you can set that aside. And then for the crust, I really like to use the famous chocolate wafers. I think they work really well for cheesecake crust, but any chocolate wafer cookie will work. I'm gonna use about a half a box or about 4.5 ounces. You're gonna put the chocolate wafers in your food processor. And to that, you're also going to add a teaspoon of sugar and a little pinch of salt. And you can just whirl those up until you get a nice fine crumb. And then we're also gonna add 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And you can whirl that up. Then you can pour the crumbs into your pan. And one of the things I like to do is just take the pan and give it a shake, and that will level out the crumbs. And then go in either with a measuring cup, or you could also use a glass, and just press it down. Then you're gonna place your pan in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes. You don't wanna over-bake this crust because these chocolate crumbs will burn pretty quickly, so I wouldn't go any more than 6 minutes. And then you wanna allow your crust to cool completely, and then meanwhile, we're gonna work on the cheesecake filling. So in the bowl of an electric mixer, you're going to add 16 ounces of whipped cream cheese and 1/3 cup of plain white sugar. And you can beat that together just until it's nice and smooth. And then you wanna add 2 eggs, one at a time, and then you wanna scrape down the bowl as needed, beating in between each addition. And then you also wanna add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then the other thing I like to add to cheesecakes is a little bit of flour. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons. And I do this because it alleviates the need for having to use a water bath, which I think gets really time consuming and a little bit messy. And the flour just helps that cheesecake set up and give it a little bit more structure. And then at this point, you can just leave your cheesecake filling just like this, set it aside, and we're going to work on the key lime pie filling. Now this filling is so simple to do. There's literally just 3 ingredients in it. So all it's gonna take is a can of sweetened condensed milk. It's very thick. And because it's so sweet, you don't even need to add any sugar. And then you're also going to add 4 egg yolks. And then the last thing is key lime juice. But if you can't find key limes, you certainly could use a regular lime. We're just looking for 1/2 cup of juice. My other tip when it comes to key limes is to get yourself one of these lime squeezers because key limes are so small and you need about 13 to 15 of them to get 1/2 cup of juice. And years past, I would sit there squeezing these little key limes and it took forever. But now I use the lime squeezer and it goes so much quicker. So it's in my Amazon shop and I'll leave you a link in the description if you want to get one. And that's all you have to do. Your key lime pie filling is ready. At this point, we are going to add our cheesecake filling into our cooled crust and just smooth it out with a spatula. And then we are going to add our key lime pie filling on top. And avoid the temptation of just pouring it right in the center because that'll be hard to then smooth it out. So maybe just pour a little bit up the side, then work your way inside the center, just so that it's evenly distributed. Otherwise, what ends up happening is the cheesecake filling will rise up above the key lime filling and then your cheesecake will crack and it'll have a big crater in the center because it'll have the weight of all that key lime pie filling. So try to make sure that it's as level as possible and you'll have a better looking cheesecake. Then you want to place your cheesecake in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for just about 35 to 40 minutes. You'll know when it's done when it just jiggles slightly, but it shouldn't be like sloshing around. It should definitely be set. And then once it is completely cool, you can add the whipped cream topping. And then to make the whipped cream, we are going to use 2 cups of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can whip that all up on high until you get nice stiff peaks. And then you want to transfer it into a pastry bag fitted with just a round tip. Now really you could decorate this however you like. You actually could just take the whipped cream and plop it right on top if you wanted to. But I like to get a little bit decorative just because it is Easter and create little dollops. I think that's a really pretty way to go. Okay. Then we're also going to take one of these microplane graters and give it a good zest. And you'll see it'll look really pretty because you'll have all of the zest on top of the whipped cream. And then you can also take a slice of the key lime and place that right in the center. And if you're lucky enough to live in a citrus growing climate, you can also take a little citrus blossom and garnish your key lime pie with that too. And then you do want to refrigerate this cheesecake overnight. That will just help it set and make it easier to slice. And when your guests take a bite of this cheesecake, they are going to love you for it. It is so delicious. And if you would like another citrus dessert for Easter, I highly recommend my lemon pound cake recipe. And you can find that video over on my garden channel. You can click the annotation here. And I promise that channel is coming back this spring. I've already got an episode shot for it. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, be sure to subscribe and you won't miss future episodes. And I'll see you over there. Okay, until next time.